to truly Asia.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good evening. My name is Nur Aina Iwani binti Abdul Jalil and this is my partner
Nur Atirah binti Fendi.
and we will be your moderators for today's forum.
Okay, you know Aina, Malaysia is a multicultural country due to the uniqueness of Malaysia that has various races such as Malay, Chinese, Indian and so on. All of these races has their own unique culture. This culture can be seen through the celebrations celebrated by certain races. That's why every year many festivals are celebrated in Malaysia.
Yes, you are right, and that shows that Malaysia lives in harmony regardless of different religions and colors. It relates with our forum's topic for today, which is unique celebrations in Malaysia. Let's continue with introducing our panelists. Our first panelist is Miss UnisZa Hidayah binti Muhammad Razali. She is one of the culture officer from UnisZa. And next to her is Tengku Muhammad Faik bin Tengku Muhammad Fahmi. He is Indonesian student that studies in UnisZa. And who's we got next, Atira?
Okay, next will be our third panelist, YBN UnisZa binti Rahmat, Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture. Last but not least is Farah Syafiqah Adlina binti Ahmad Nazri, an activist from NGO.
Atira, all of them are experts in the field of culture. Let's move on to our first question. As we mentioned earlier, Malaysia is a multicultural country which consists of multi-races such as Malay, Chinese, Indian and so on. I believe all of these races have their own celebrations. So, Miss Iza, can you tell us a little bit of these celebrations?
Thank you to the moderator for inviting us to this program. Malaysia has started itself as nation been through the Asia for many years, and of course it is for a good reason. Malaysia is also home for several ethnicities to practice their culture and religion of their forefather. While Malaysia calendar is dotted with number of culture, New Year's and religion festival, I would like to focus on these 5 important celebrations that we usually celebrate in Malaysia. First of all is Hari Raya Aidilfitri. Hari Raya Aidilfitri is the most important celebration in Malaysia. It is marked at the 9th month of Islamic calendar, which is known as Ramadan. Hari Raya Aidilfitri is to celebrate after 1 month fasting from dawn to sunset. During this season, there is a lot of family. During this season, we can see a lot of family would travel back to their hometown to celebrate Hari Raya Aidilfitri with their extended family. Besides, Malaysia also celebrate Chinese New Year. This is time when we can see Malaysia will really get painted in red, as Chinese family and Chinese business would decorate houses and street with red color. In the age old of the Chinese tradition, red color is to warding off the evil spirit. Okay, next, during Chinese New Year, we can see a lot of Chinese family would busy themselves with family gathering on the first 2 days before they continue with their normal activity. Okay. Next, there is no celebration as colorful and vivid as Deepavali. Okay, Deepavali is also known as a festival of light, which is it signifies victory of lights and hope over the darkness. During this time, we can see the street and houses will be adorned with beautiful lights and oil lamp. In addition, Wesak is also one of the most important celebrations in Malaysia. Wesak is a Buddhist festival which is celebrated to pay tribute to the birthday, enlightenment, and attainment of Nirvana in the life of the Lord Buddha. Last but not least, on this 25th December, Malaysia will be celebrate Christmas. Christmas is usually celebrated by Christian. Although it is estimated that only 9% of Christian population in Malaysia, Malaysia also celebrate Christmas as their national holiday. I think that's all I want to share about type of celebration. Thank you.
Amazing! That's a lot of unique celebrations we got here in Malaysia. So what's next, Atira?
Okay, panelist 2. As a foreigner that stayed in Malaysia for 2 to 3 years, what can you share about your experience on any of this celebration?
One of my best experience that I can share is when I celebrate Chinese New Year. On the Chinese New Year, I was invited by my friend who is a Chinese to come to the house to celebrate Chinese New Year with her family. When I arrived at the house, I saw that the house was full with decoration of Chulian complex. When I got into the house, I thought that there will be only her family or relative. But surprisingly, there was also a group of Malay family and Indian family also participate in celebrate the Chinese New Year. From there, we can see the existence of unity among Malaysians. After that, we all gather around a family dinner table to have a family meal. And on the table, there are many types of traditional Chinese food that we can choose from, like jiaozhim, yasam, chicken, noodle, and my favorite mooncake. After visiting my friend's house, I went to the Chinese New Year festival that was held at Chinatown. And there we can see a group of Chinese people perform amazing line dance or dirty dance. Lastly, when the time reaches 2 midnight, there will be a fireworks show that symbolize the Chinese New Year good luck throughout the whole year. I think that's all that I can share.
What a nice experience you got there, is it, Aina?
Yes, that's right. Let's move to our next panelist, which is YB and UnisZa. What should be done to better preserve traditional festivals or celebrations, especially when Malaysia targets to develop cultural tourism in which festivals are identified key tourism product?
As we all know, Malaysia is famous for its multicultural country, and we can use it as a way to improve our economic state. And I recently read somewhere on the internet that celebrating any kind of festival outside from our own country is the new trend now. And we can take Chinese New Year as the main example because it's the most popular one. Chinese, specifically from China, love to celebrate Chinese New Year outside from their own country. And we can use this opportunity to improve our traditional festival and make it more merrier in order to attract tourists to come to Malaysia. What we can do is, we all know that we have a program or campaign that is called Visit Malaysia to promote different country or different states every year. And we can also do big fireworks shows where everyone can enjoy. It doesn't matter what religion and races you are. And in Malaysia, we usually did big parades on Hari Kemerdekaan, but we can also make changes and do a big parades on Celebrations Day also. Other than that, it doesn't have to be a religious celebrations in order for Malaysia to be a unique country, because in Kuching, Sarawak, we have Pesta Muzik Hutan Hujan that is held annually. This has become the main attractions for musicians. This is because the rainforest in Kuching, Sarawak produce natural sound of music that many musicians or music enthusiasts can come from all over the world to enjoy this wonderful experience here in Malaysia.
Excellent! Such a nice and precise explanation from our YB. Thank you.
So let's move on to the last question before we take a break. Our next panel, Farah Syafiqah Adina, beautiful in baju kurung. We have been wondering, why do you prefer baju kurung as an attire to wear in every single day? Maybe you find yourself the singularity of baju kurung. Tell us a little bit about wearing it on Hari Raya.
Question, I would like to say I'm a type of simple person, same like others. We very simple attire but has that look of presentable and elegant. Of course, looking for some that suit in your events, either informal or formal. Because we all know that it reduces our time wasting on a single day. Generally, it can be said that baju kurung itself abides Islamic code, whereas it covers the whole body, excluding only hands and face. It opposes to tight-fitting dresses and covers women's body shape. Besides, it helps to keep our nation identity. I used to think why young generation today feel ashamed of wearing a baju kurung in such events, while some tourists that come to Malaysia find themselves in baju kurung. The second question, I would like to point out that there must be a reason why we should wear baju kurung during Hari Raya. It does make me feel a little bit nervous because young generation today not preferring baju kurung as an attire to wear on Hari Raya. They prefer casual type dresses and some more baju kurung that varies in style and fashions. Baju kurung that comes in varies in style and fashions no longer retain our ancestral dressing of baju kurung. I'm hoping most of us women we wear baju kurung as much as possible as we are the undeniable strength of our own culture.
Thank you for Shafika for the explanation. I think I will be wearing baju kurung more often after this. So let's take a break.
5 minutes later.
Okay, we are back again. Based on our discussion earlier, every races have their own celebration and every celebration must have their own customs that apply in every races. So, Ms. Iza, can you give us a briefing? What are these customs that usually have been practiced in these celebrations?
Okay, thank you to the moderator for asking the question. Okay, about the custom, I would like to share about these two celebrations, which is Hari Raya Aidilfitri and Chinese New Year. Okay, firstly I will talk about Hari Raya Aidilfitri. It is customary for some Muslims to host rumah terbuka where they can invite their neighbors and family members to their house. This time we can see there is a festive of food such as ketupat, lemang, satay, and also biscuits that are self-made by the family itself. During Hari Raya Aidilfitri, we can see there is a lot of beautiful and colourful attire that wear by the women and the men. As an example, baju kurung and baju kebaya for the women, and baju Melayu with samping for the men. Okay, next I would like to talk about Chinese New Year. This is the period when friends and relatives are welcome to one another's home, where there is sweet treats and delectable dishes are served. There's also wrap packets known as ampao, which is there will be some specific amount of money inside the wrap ampao itself, and the ampao usually will be given or distributed to the children. Okay, during Chinese New Year, we can there is also a lot of celebratory tradition such as lion dance or dragon dance and fireworks. We also can see there is a lot of tangerine that will be distributed from houses to houses. Why? Because tangerine itself represents wealth. As we know, tangerine has this bright and happy color, which associate the good fortune. So that's why tangerine is distributed from house to house, because it means we distribute and we share good fortune with one another. I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Iza, for sharing the customs that we have in Malaysia.
Okay, let's move on to Farah Shafika. What do you find the most saddest part when it's come to our custom that has been preserved by our elders, distracted by younger generation today?
To me, the most important part of our culture issues that has been noticed by all during Hari Raya is less activity of physical relatives. They likely bound too much on online training such as WhatsApp chatting. It even happens when they meet each other. It can be seen only awkward moment between them as they used not to greet people around them. That makes me feel blue all the time, like who's gonna ask about their family's position, about their condition, and about their children's schooling. Maybe some of them face their physical problem and they had it from us. We should have been there through all the questions to help. I'd like to highlight an example that all of you should notice. During Raya, how's young generation serve ketupat compared to the elders? Elders, they usually take 2 or 3 days before Hari Raya to eat ketupat with some relative at a person's house. That house gonna be very loud with noise and laughter. In their way of eating ketupat, they chattered much about their families doing and else. I think that's gonna work out their family's closeness. Comparing to us, we only go to the nearest shop to buy the instant ketupat, and that's gonna take few minutes to be served on Hari Raya. There are too much differences between elders and youngers on how we dealing with life's needs. Therefore, we have to digest and make refinement with these problems or maybe upcoming problems.
I agree with you, Farah Shafiqah. Nowadays, people are busy with a lot of things, so they prefer the easiest way like instant ketupat. Is it, Aina?
Yes, that's truly right, Azira. Next, let's proceed to Tengku Muhammad Faid. Based on what Farah Shafiqah said just now, what are your opinions about the Malaysian customs?
Based on my opinion, that custom in Malaysia is quite different from the Western. So, in general, most Malaysia are aware of the Western way, so the handshake is quite normal. And a few things to bear in mind that most Malay men and women cannot shake hands with each other because most of them are Muslim, but they can shake hands with the same member of the same sex and mahram. Meanwhile, the Chinese handshake is quite different. They light and rather polite. Men and women can shake their hands, although the woman must extend her hands first. Many of the Chinese lower their eyes doing greetings as a sign of respect. Lastly, Indians shake hands with the member of the same sex. When they introduce to some member of the opposite sex, opening their heads and smile is really sufficient. I think that's all for my opinion on custom. That's very moderate.
Thank you, Faid, for your opinions. Next.
Last but not least, our YB and UnisZa. As you know, being multicultural country can lead to many problems such as misconception. So, in your opinion, how does this celebration can improve the relationship between races?
Malaysia is a beautiful country, and with the help of these unique celebrations that every race and religion has, it can contribute to further improve our relationship and use it as a core identity to represent ourselves as a harmony community towards the tourists. This is because other countries that is also multicultural hasn't get to where we are now. This is an understanding and cooperation among us. Celebration is used as a medium to improve our relationship. For example, during Hari Raya Aidilfitri, Muslims practice visiting and inviting people to their open house. That is not only open to fellow Muslims but also other races and religion. This visiting culture has become a routine towards all races. During these celebrations, people with different races, religions, and political ideologies celebrate with harmony. With this, we can further bring awareness and understanding towards the community.
Thank you, YB. That's a really great opinion. So, how, Aina?
I just want to conclude from our forums today. Even though Malaysia is a multicultural country that with various celebrations and customs, we still can live together as a proud and harmony Malaysian.
I agree with you, Aina. And this ends our forum for today. That's all from us.
Thank you.